afternoon, my friends. It is crafting time, and it is Friday. What's it? Thursday. I wasn't able to come live yesterday. It was a long day yesterday, but I am glad you are here. It is Friday afternoon. It is almost Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day, folks. Appreciate you hopping on. If you are catching this on replay, please hashtag replay, so I can say hi to you since I'm not be able to see you. Hope everything is going well. I'm finding us on my iPad real quick so that I can see, because I got my phone backwards. That way it helps me see comments. And let me know what you are planning for Valentine's Day. Do you decorate for Valentine's Day? Are you going out for Valentine's Day? What are you doing? Hubby and I are going to go grab a bite to eat at Olive Garden later. We're going to try to beat the crowd and be there early, around 5-ish, so that we can beat the crowd. But let me know what you do. And then, of course, we're going to get a little something for little Miss Bristol to wish her a happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to turn you down, see if you can see good, because I've got my phone backwards, so I've got to keep an eye on, see what you see. It all is looking good, so the feed takes a moment. Just give me a second. I think that looks good. Let's see here. All right, we got this. We're looking good. This is a piece of beadboard that I bought brand new at Lowe's a while back. They have two different sizes. Let me see what size this one is. This one is 5.5. I'm not sure whether they call it 5.5 or not, but that's what the actual measurement is. It's got the pretty beadboard design on one side. It's got the groove or the lip here and then the groove here. And I am going to use it this way today. I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to put eye hooks in here or if I'm going to try to drill through on the bottom and attach wires. So I don't know yet how I'm going to hang it. I have already stained, this is the actual pine color. I've already stained this side with Minwax semi-transparent Tinsmith gray. That way it won't take so long. That is the color. This is a water-based stain. It dries fast and it is easy to use. Where's my sponge? I use these Harbor Freight sponges, and they are just quick and easy to add a little bit of stain to our board. I did take a brush and done the groove in the edges, and then that little groove, I stained the edges, and then I went back over with the brush. And see, it is not much different. This is still the regular pine, and then the other one is the color. We will add some wax to this later and make it a little bit more old looking. But for right now, I want the light colored background, and then we will change things up and add more rusticness to it to make it a really fun rustic farmhouse sign. Let me get this groove one more time. Like I said, I've got the sides and in the groove here really well, so I don't have to worry about that. Go back over this edge right here. And I will distress this side as well. Let me dry this. I'm going to go over the other side one more time. Hello, Miss Maggie. How are you doing? How is your weather? Are you warm, cold? We are like in the mid-50s today. It was almost 70 the other day, and we're getting ready to get back into the 70s. We still had below freezing, but it is getting warmer. It's going to be bouncing between mid-50s to 70s. So it is a mixed bag. You don't ever know what to wear. Oh, like summer, no snow, good. It's always nice when you have those nice days. I know snow can be beautiful, and yes, it makes a mess when you get, before it is all done, but then you're ready for spring. I am going to go back over on this side, and you see that I've already distressed this side, and I will show how I distressed that. What did I do? Like I said, I wanted it to be like a rustic farmhouse sign, like it's been around a while, not a brand new piece of beadboard. I admire those people that can find old beadboard. I have not been able to find old beadboard. And sometimes when you find old stuff, people want a fortune for it. I'm like, well, I want to craft with it. I don't want to pay a fortune for it. All right, I think that's got it to my liking. So there is our color, Tinsmith Gray. The back is not as dark as the front because I only went over it one time. Get my lid back on. I'm going to hear some loud banging. So tell me, what are you guys doing for Valentine's? Do you do anything? And how is your hubby doing? I normally don't really decorate for Valentine's. I have in the past, but just something simple. I just put some hearts in a bowl and put maybe a candle in it, like one of those big vases, clear vases, and just throw a couple of hearts in there, maybe a beaded garland or something. But I haven't here lately done much of any decorating, to be honest with you. We've been having lots of things going on. Hubby is better. Walk-in shower. Oh, that is so wonderful. Hello, Bonnie. Thank you for sprinkling. I am so glad that he is doing better. And I pray for you, Miss Maggie, being a caretaker as well. It's not easy. You know, we got to take care of our own health, and then we got to take care of our hubbies. Again, there is little marks on here if you see them. And all I did is I took this tool that I got from Lowe's. You can buy simpler ones. They had this and I got it. And all I done is I just went and literally put holes in here. Randomly, I even put them up here. Just to have a little bit of a, put some on the bottom right there. And then I just went like this. Like it's just been around for a while. Nothing spectacular, nothing special. Just to have a little roughness. And I am going to sand over it real quick. I've got 120 grit sandpaper block. I got these from Amazon. And they work really well. Anytime you use any product on wood, it raises the grain, some more than others, depending on what type of wood it is. So I always give it a good sand. And I'm using the Stencil of the Month Club stencils. And I am using the small one. This is the 8 by, whoops, the 8x6, and this was the February one, and it has 3 different stencils in this pack, and I'm going to use all 3 of them. You have the cute Highlander pig and chicken. You have the words raised on country sunshine, farmhouse, homestead, and country. And then you have the overlay of the flowers for the cow, the pig, and the chicken. And there's the flowers that go over top of those. And there's another close-up shot. And these are from the Stencil of the Month Club. Okay. They go that way. I had to make sure. Look on your packaging. If you're not sure which way your picture goes, on this one, the cow is facing to my left. So this is the way that the stencil is cut. So this is the way that I want to use it. You can use it on the other side, but sometimes you can get bleed. I am going to do the words first, and it does not fit completely on here. Because of the grooves. But I am going to make it work. I'm going to split up the words. I'm going to put country sunshine on the bottom and raised on at the top. Use our tape. Tape is our friend to keep things in place. Always good to use tape. Oh, thank you. I appreciate all the prayers. And talk about prayers. We went yesterday to the low vision appointment to see what's going on with his eyes. I am going to use the traditional raw umber for the words, and we saw 5 different people yesterday, the doctor and then 4 other ladies. And the Dr. Pereg, she did say and noted it that he is legally blind, because he has lost so much of his peripheral vision. His central vision is still 20/40 with all the corrections, and you know, his glasses. But his peripheral vision has deteriorated so much that he can be diagnosed as legally blind. I don't know, declared diagnosed, I don't know what the word is, but you know what I mean. So we met with one of the ladies. She is the coordinator for people that have been diagnosed being legally blind. And legally blind doesn't mean that you cannot see, but it means that you are impaired enough to where the government or the doctors consider you blind. So you cannot drive, and you know, certain things you can't do anymore because it'll be dangerous. He has an opportunity, if things progress and he would like to go to a blind school, which for the military is in Georgia, to learn some things to cope with that and to help him to function better. And I'm just loading my brush with that traditional burnt umber paint. Now I'm offloading. So all of this is new, plus the dementia diagnosis. So it's just been a lot, but now we know what's going on. Now we can work with it and move on. They've also mentioned a, oh, where's my little back of boards? Oh, I'll put them up here. That he can get a different, he's got like a walker, but he can get a different kind that is narrower to navigate around the house, to help him not to trip over things like the dog, or if, like, say, a dog toy would be laying on the floor, that, you know, he will not hurt himself. So, lots of things going on, but everything is good. It's all in the Lord's hands, and, you know, as long as he equips me with the things that I need to know and I can do and help. And I got a guide. It's called a human guide paper to help me learn to be a human guide for him, and how to walk with him, how to help him navigate and let him know. So there's, you know, specific guidelines that you can do, ways you walk, and it's just a lot of learning, but it is, you know, it's doable, and it will help him to stay strong, and I'll be able to still see straight on. But it's it is definitely a learning curve, that is for sure. But we are both in good spirits. We're in the Lord's hands, and that's all that matters. And I've got a little bit of bleed right there, but I'm okay with it. We'll clean that up. So thank you for your prayers. We appreciate it. And like I said, I'll clean that up here in a minute. Alright, now for the raised on part. Yeah, because I do want the greenery on here. Load my brush again. And it is not going to go down into the groove, but I'm okay with that. And the reason why I had bleed on the bottom, my brush was too wet. I did not offload enough, which offloading is so important. We cannot stress that enough, that more coats is better than one wet coat and then you have bleed. I have linked the restock link. So if there's something that is being restocked that you are interested in, I've got the link in the description. So don't be afraid to click that link, shop around, see if there is something that you're interested in. This is a stencil of the month stencil. You have to be in the club, which you can join now, and then you will be able to get the March one, which, oh, the March one is coming out on the 14th. If you join for tomorrow, if you join today, today's the cutoff, then you can still receive this set. But if you join tomorrow, then you'll get the new set, the March set, which I don't know what that is yet. And you also have access as a member to the Facebook group. Oh yeah, that looks good. And each Saturday, an ambassador goes live on there, and you're able to watch them and get some ideas on how to use this set. I'm just trying to clean this up a little bit. I'm just using this little pointy tool, and get rid of some of that extra that went outside the lines. And again, this is going to be a rustic sign, so I am not fretting too much about this. So tell me, what are you guys doing for Valentine's today? We're going to go to Olive Garden. I love Olive Garden. We don't go there a lot, but we hadn't been in a while, so we decided Olive Garden, and we're going early, so we won't have to be there forever with all the crowd. Put this in my hand. It's easier for me to hold it in my hand. And this is very soft wood. This is almost like it is distressing it when I use this little tool to get my lines straight. I've got one more right here. Now, of course, we're going to do a little something for little Bristol for Valentine's. Can't leave the little one out. I'm probably going to come in and use a little brush and clean this up a little bit more. Raised on country sunshine. And now we are going to add, lost it, there's my little cow. We're going to add the little cow down here. This is a little Highlander. And she is going as far over as I can get her. If you have a piece like this and it lifts your stencil up, you can lay something under here that is the same height. My little blocks are too high, I think. Like this. And that way it won't lift your stencil. Now see how it is lifting right here? When I put this under there, that lift is gone. So you can do that. That's a trick. I'm going to do the cow, the pig, and the hen all in different colors. And I picked these 3 colors. I picked sea glass, vintage pink, and green lagoon for them. because I want it to be farmhousey but yet springy. And my cow is going to be in the green lagoon. My piggy is going to be in pink, of course. And I'm just going to take a 5/8 inch brush. And I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate your comments and thumbs up and all the good things. Load, 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 load. That's about a good amount of paint in there. And I will offload. Don't forget to offload your sides. Sometimes you have a lot of paint in those sides. Clear out any bristles. Not Brussels, bristles. I can't talk, I promise. But yeah, yesterday was such a long day that I did not have a brain to come live today. I'm like, I can't, I mean, yesterday, I can't function. I'm like, I had so much to, for my brain to wrap its head around. So, I'm like, I'll come live today. And I couldn't go live this evening because, like I said, we're going out to eat. This is a very light coat. I am going to go ahead and dry it. Turned that the wrong way. Load my brush on the offload pile, and then I'll come in and add more paint. Be careful with the little brushes. Gosh, the little, I can't talk, I promise. The little bridges right here by the legs and by the tail, that you don't bend them. I'm trying to get into that groove. And if I'm not completely in, I'm okay. This is a rustic piece. It is okay if it is not 100% covered. I will add some ground under her feet. You can tape this off so that you won't go over the stencil when you're doing her little horns. And maybe it is a boy, maybe it's a he. I call her a she. Oh my gosh, she is so cute. I'm going to put all the animals on first, and then I'm going to sand, and then we're going to put the flowers on. Our little piggy is going right here. These little guys are going to be so adorable. And I had to move her down to the bottom, otherwise the pig would not have fit right there. And again, the pig is going to be in vintage pink. If you guys are commenting, I don't see any comments. If anybody else has joined, I do not see comments. I do apologize. I got my phone turned around, and my iPad is not showing me comments. For the little piggy, I am going to use another 5/8 inch brush. And then for my little chicken, I'm going to use the same brush as I did for the cow. I'm just going to wipe most of the paint off and then use that brush again because it is in the same tone, because this is going to be the color for the little chicken. If you're not sure if you have too much paint on there, start in the middle and then go to your edges and come from your edges in. And go gently over it. Oh my Lord, that little piggy is so cute. I'm gonna give it a little bit of heat. Pick up a little bit more paint from my offload pile. Sure you get some paint in his little tail. Oh my gosh, look at how cute that is. Is that just not darling? Always double check that there's no paint on the back of your stencil, because I have put it down and I had paint on the back and smeared it, and you don't want to do that. And then my little chicky-doo. It's gonna go right here. So I want him over just a smidge. I'm using the same brush. I'm just gonna get rid of most of that color on my brush. And then we're gonna use the light color for our little chick. I always pour out way too much paint, because you really don't need much paint. What do you guys think about the color? The colors I chose. Does it look like farmhouse colors? If you stipple, you will give it a little bit of texture. That's one way you can make things look a little bit different. That little chicken didn't take long at all. No, my goodness, they are just too cute. Hey, Miss Sherry. No problem. No problem. Enjoy it. Is anybody watching the Olympics? My husband records everything, and then we pick and choose what we want to watch. And of course, I got to root for my Germans, but if they don't do too good, then I'll root for the Americans. So I'm rooting for both teams. Okay, we sanded it, and I don't know if you can see it on here. There is an outline of the cow, so you know exactly how to lay, and the pig and the chicken, how to lay these flowers on there. So I want to start with the chicken, with the pig, not the chicken. I'll get it right. looks pretty good to me. And for that, I am going to use light buttermilk. And I'm sorry about the dogs. I don't know why they are barking. Unless we're getting a delivery or something. For the flowers, I am going to use a dome brush. Uh-oh, I set that. Right, there we go. I set that, but I don't have a clean one. I do. This is one of the bigger dome brushes from Essential Stencil. We'll do the same thing, and I know these take a learning curve. It's way too much paint. So offload or load your brush. I know mine is stained, but the paint is in here. Then offload, because these brushes hold a lot of paint. It doesn't look like there's any paint in there. And then just lightly go over top. You don't have to use any pressure or very little pressure, depending on how much you offload it, to get your flowers on here. And then if you see you don't have enough paint, you can press a little bit harder, and you will get that paint into all of these little nooks and crannies of the flowers. And these do take a learning curve. Practice on cardboard or cardstock or empty cereal box. It just takes them getting used to. I used to load them with too much paint because these do not need much paint at all. I'm going to take a peek. I think that looks good to me. And another illusion, it sometimes looks like you don't have much paint on here at all, but there is a lot of paint. So then you can just pick it up, look and see where you need more, and you can add some more paint. How's that not look cute? Do our little rooster down here, or hen, not rooster, hen. She's a hen. I do know the difference because we have roosters and hens and little baby ducks. There wasn't much left. So I am just going to add a little bit of paint to my brush, not much. Very lightly gliding over. Because if I press too hard, all that paint is going to be pushed down. And then we have a mess. Let's lay our little Highlander on here. I think these Highlanders are just so cute. Reposition my tape. I had to move it over a little bit. I was too far out of range there. There we go. Let's see what I have left in here to put on. At first I was thinking, I don't know about putting flowers in animals, but these are really cute. It really isn't bad looking at all. Now, of course, in that crack, I will not get much of any paint in there. but that is okay. I'm going to take a peek to see if I need to make anything darker. Like I said, one coat, a light coat first, and then you can add more coats to make it darker. If you are interested in any of the stencil on the Essential Stencil page, I've got a link posted. You can go directly to the page. You can do exclamation mark ES. And for my code, exclamation mark code. But you can also just use my code WK21. That's too cute. And that will save you at checkout. Oh, they look cute. Now, I am for one, I like my things to have eyes. So I'm going to take a little bit of this brown paint. And I just gave them a little bit of eyeballs. I'm going to dry this really good. Sand it again. And I make sure my eyeballs were dry enough for me to do the sanding. I just noticed I had a little mess right there. I'm going to take some of this antiquing wax, water-based Waverly wax, not antiquing wax, just regular wax. Gonna add a little bit of antiquing wax to this. Do you see the difference between the top and the bottom? And we will also add some of the Dark Hills wax in here. But that just aged it out a little bit more. And we're going to carry that around onto the whole piece. And I just dipped it in the top, in the cap. And now you can see the distress marks to help make it look aged. Let's dry this off. I'm going to dry this. Thank you, Bonnie. If you ever want to catch the replay and it is not available anymore on Facebook, hop over to my YouTube channel. I invite you to subscribe. This is the dark sealing wax, and I am going to try to get some in the bottom in here. Sometimes you have to bring these brushes back to life. I always take mine and brush it off. Now we're just going to darken this up a little bit more. Get some things in the grooves. Oh, we want this to age out. I want it to look old, like it's been around for a while. I always bounce it off on my towel, paper towel. And I want to get into these, the holes we made in here. I want that wax to get into those holes. And if we have too much somewhere, we'll just take a damp cloth or wet wipe, Clorox wipe. I do not use, what are they called, baby wipes, because most baby wipes have oils in them and I don't want to use the oils on here. And here you can really see how it's going to pick up all the scratches. And that's what I like. I like to see those scratches darkened so you can see them. You can put as many or as little scratches as you want in here. To distress your piece. And some places are lighter than others, and I want that. I like that discoloration. Maybe something was laying on top of this piece of board, and you know, one side aged more than the other side did. I do want to get in this groove down here. This is the brush that I used to put the paint down in there. So now I'm just going to use it to darken this up as well. Because we cannot leave this perfectly new looking, because that would be kind of weird. Everything aged, but that crack didn't. Does it have to be perfect? No. If you have not joined the Stencil of the Month Club, you're interested in these stencils, head over to the Stencil of the Month Club and check out what they have. There's 2 different stencil sets available that you can subscribe to. And if you've never subscribed, you can use my code WK21 and you can get a discount on either one of the the plans, the premium or the basic, and it will save you some money. I'm just going into the grooves right here and darken them out because that's normally where your dirt will collect. And like I said, I wanted that to be darker. And some sections might be darker than other sections. Like this piece up here, I want that darker. Get a little bit more in there. I am going to add a little bit more to the edges. Like I said, I want this rustic look. I want it to look old, vintagey, like it's been here forever. And I don't want like straight lines, so I am using a swirly motion. Let's see how that is feathered in. I'm going to do the same on this side. We want our piece old and aged and vintage and farmhousey, and if you don't like that style, don't do it. Just do what fits your style. If you like the clean look, leave it clean. You've seen how pretty it was. You don't have to do this. Not everybody has this style. I am going to give them all a little bit of dirt under their feet because I don't like them sitting in midair. And see, I almost forgot to do the top. And that would have not looked good if that top would not have been aged out. And I'm just going to use that same brush that I used before. And I'm going to use me a little bit of brown paint. And we'll add some ground to our cow and our chicken. And all I'm doing is just adding a little bit of brown paint, rubbing most of it off. What you guys think? And see how it picked up all of those nicks that we put on there. And then this is the back side. Still a little light right here for me. So I'm just going to use what's left on my brush and add a little bit more dark. Raised on Country Sunshine. Do we need to add anything? Any suggestions? And what can we add? How can we make it prettier, better? And for instance, if it is too dark right here where your little cow is, just take your wipe and wipe her back a little bit. That's all you have to do. Just wipe it back. Thank you. Thank you, Carlene. I appreciate the stars. Hello, and hello, Jeannie with Clifton's Crafty Casa. I appreciate you, ladies. Like I said, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put eye hooks in here or if I'm going to try to drill a hole and use a wire hanger. I might try to drill a hole through here and use the wire hanger. But I think it turned out really cute, our little country sign. What do you think? Do we need to add anything? I wish we could add a little something here. I just don't know what we could add here. Any suggestions, ladies? It just looks like it needs something there. I just don't know what. We could put that little bit of greenery right here. You could put a little heart and the greenery. It doesn't need anything, I know, but I don't like white space. I think it is cute just the way it is. And you can even add a little bit more distressing to it. I am going to go over it one more time with my sander. But that is pretty much it. Let's read our card out of our blessing box. It is Psalms 126:5 for today. And that says, those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalms 126:5. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. May your joys be as deep as the ocean, your sorrows as light as its foam. Don't know who needed to hear that today, but there you have it. And let that be a blessing to you from the Lord. I appreciate you all very much for hanging out today. And this is just, I got this off of Amazon, I believe. It is called a box of blessings to strengthen your soul. A box of blessings to strengthen your soul. And we all could use a little uplifting, so that is your upliftment for today. You have a blessed day. Have a fantastic Valentine's Day tomorrow, and I hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, please message me or put it in the comments, and I will get back to you. Have a blessed day, a wonderful weekend, and enjoy your Valentine's Day.